Hello. So I just got back from locals and I got split top 4 at the event. I went 3-0-1. So before top code, I had a draw, 3 wins, but played Virtual World. So get into the deck list here. So first out we got 3 Lulu, and then 3 Lala, then 3 Gigi, 3 Lily, and 2 Nyan. I didn't play Tutu. I don't think it's needed. There's no scenario where at no point in when I'm comboing turn 1 do I need Tutu. Am I like, damn dude, I really need Tutu, but it's really just want to play the ones that send stuff. 2 Nyan's great for banishing back desires too. And hand traps so we don't just lose going second. I played Ash. Great card. I wanted my hand traps to hit everything that I played against. So like Shaddoll, Prank Kids, Dragon Link, and Eldlick to a degree. I wanted what I played, so like I also played the Gamma package. So this is great because your effects activate in hand. So this is a going first extender in a way if they have Ash on your desires or Ash on like a Lulu. But it's also good going second because it lets you hit a card. And it's effective against everything. Like normal summon A-lister, you can hit it with this if you want. And then 2 trolls, just because it hits everything going second. In this deck, you win going first, so you just need to make sure that you have cards to go second. And if you draw them turn 1 against like Shaddoll or Dragon Link, then it's essentially like winning the dry roll because they're forced to pass on like a very unideal board, and then you can combo. Spells. Triple Qinglong and triple Kowloon. You can play 2 of this if you're playing if you're not running desires, but it's really good. It outs like Winda and Makaba because nobody wants to burn a negate on that. And then one off's upstart, you can set it for Zolkin and then flip it to get a card in hand as a discard for Shalmu. E-Telly, engine card. Then double desires. Then double dark ruler. To round out, I wanted a quarter of my decks, so like 1 out of every 4 cards to be a go second card. So we have dark rulers, Gamma, Ash, and then Droll. So dark ruler's good. It's again like a generic that hits everything. And if like I'm playing against Eldlick where like this card's dead, you just win that matchup anyway because they're playing Eldlick, so it doesn't matter. Then MST, this is kind of like a hand trap go second card. It's good going first because you can set it for Zolkin and it can hit like a Meltdown. But you can also MST your own Qinglong and then banish it to get a search turn 1. But yeah, it's good. It's good going second too because you can standby phase, hit Pandemonium, or chain it to Schism, which makes it better than a Duster. It's another card that's just good against whatever you play against. Cold Buy, staple. And then traps, we just have 2 Chuche and 1 Shanmu. I wouldn't play anything more than this. Extra deck, we have Yugioh. This card's really good. It's useful for Synchro climbing when you're on turn 3 after you make your board and then you stun them out for a turn and they set back row. This is good to Synchro climb because you go like summon Gigi from hand, special Nian, make this, banish 2. So they have to respond to this, otherwise they just lose a back row from the +1 from banishing. And it can't be destroyed. So like they can't punishment it or Torrential. It's just, it forces a card out of the back row. And then you climb up into like a Vermilion and you force another card. And then you commit like your Lao to the board for the OTK. But yeah. Coral Star Discharge, Essentials. This is why I don't play Prosperity. So drawing off of these mid-combo is just so nice. You can draw like 3 cards in a turn. Also, Coral's similar to Yugioh, where you can Synchro climb turn 3, and like this forces a reaction. If you summon Coral Dragon, then you use the effect to discard, because it replaces the card you discard too when you Synchro it off for a 9. So both are good. Trishula never came up, but you have to run it. It's a Dragoon out too. It's so good when your opponent has like an Eldlik Engrave, like one on field from a Sandgrind that turn, and then a card in hand. This wins the game. Vermilion, this is good turn 3. You Synchro climb into this, and then it's +1 removal, because you make this, and then you take out a back row, then you make this, and you take out another back row. Shinshin, this card is the GOAT. Main phase, if I went blind first, I went Kaliga M7 Crystal Wing combo. But if I got interruptions, or if I only open like 2 names, Shinshin M7 is a really strong field with the Chuche, so this is also good. And it comes back each turn for an M. Phenomenal card. Quandax, this is an OTK. If you go for turn 3, you can you get 3 tuners on boards like GG, Nyan, Lulu. And you make this and banish their field, and then you battle phase, attack, and then Chuche your Quandrex. It pops, and then you revive one of their banished cards and push in for like another 3k. So it does 6k, and then this plus like Shinshin, M7, any Synchro, Crystal Wing is just game. And it's cool because it takes 2 tuners, 1 non-tuner. So if you can't make Trishula, you can probably make this. And then we have Zulkin package. So Zulkin, Mud Dragon, Crystal Wing. Then Kaliga. Most of the times you're only ending on 1 card in hand. From like GG. So Dragoon's just a 1-for-1 negate, and it doesn't get his pop effect. So you can shut them off completely out of monster effects by like Crystal Wing and Kaliga, because they can only use 1 effect, and then Crystal Wing negates that effect, and then you have Chuche to protect Kaliga from battle. So it's pretty good. And then you pop Kaliga in your turn with Chuche effect, and you will have the floating M7 on board because they probably can't deal with it. Plus the Crystal Wing for any hand traps, and then you just OTK from there. And then I run the Michael as the extra Zulkin target. So if you don't have the names to go like Zulkin Mud Dragon, or if they drop an Ash or like Gamma something during their combo, you can instead end with like Zulkin, Crystal Wing, and then Shinshin. So instead you can end on a board like that. And this is a strong board because they can't target this for attacks or card effects. Well, you can throw a Synchro monster. This comes back, and they have to play under like Macrocosmos essentially, which is difficult for a lot of decks. And I mean, you always have the Chuche there regardless of your board. But because then turn 3 you set a card, and then you trigger Zulkin, bring out Michael, and this is game through like 1 card because this has a banish effect. So it's nice. It came up. It's pretty good. I was also thinking of running a Start a Spark over this card for the end board, like the Kaliga M7, and then Spark instead of Crystal Wing to protect the Kaliga, but locking him out of monster effects is just too good. And Exceeds, M7, Fan. Card's really good in like past turn 5 when they have like 1 resource Engrave, a couple cards on field, and you can just hit this for 2, and then it floats. And then Beatrice, you can side deck this, but the side deck space is pretty tight. I'd honestly rather have the 15th card on the side deck. I never summoned it though. It's good going first against Dragon Link. There's a combo you send, like, you'll see on the side, you send Banshee. And then side deck we got Banshee Zombie World. This is, you send these off of Beatrice when going first, and Dino and Dragon Link just can't play. Triple Phantasma, it's just draw power going second against Dragon Link. You need something to throw on board, and it stops the tiding, so gives you some interaction there. We have the going first package, which just, because you monster lock, and then you flip anti-spell or order in the standby phase, and the opponent can't use monster effects and they can't use spell cards. So it's really difficult for them to out them. It says no to like Dark Ruler, Lightning Storm, really anything they have. And if they do have the Cosmic, they're forced to chain to anti-spell, and which leaves your Chuche on board. So they only have like 1 out. That shit's just really good. Because like your end board, you'll end with Chuche, and then you'll have 1 extra card from the combo and a Lulu in hand, and that 1 extra card you want to be one of these going first cards. And you can side out like the going second cards. Like you replace, when you know you're going first, you replace like it's easy to side out like the gammas. Duster, this is the 15th card. It's literally only in here for Eldlik or Rogue. So, yeah. It's alright. I wouldn't even side this in against shaddoll. And we have Denko. This worked phenomenally this weekend. You just normal summon Denko, and it's a 2-for-1, usually, because they usually have 2 cards set, like a Schism or like Conch, Sanguine, something like that. So it's kind of like a Dark Ruler almost, but for back row decks. So it's a 1 card because you don't need your normal summon that deals with 2 of their interruptions, which is good. And it's like you can summon this and then make M7, and then when they deal with it on their turn, next turn, you M7 added it back to your hand. Pankratops, you got to play this for when you go in a second. It's just too good. And then double MSD for Schisms, Conquistadors, really whatever. I can show you how to side deck with this deck too if you're interested in it. It's very straightforward with like what you take out, what you take in, because the deck has like a 25 card engine. So it really only leaves a few cards to take out, which is usually like your gammas. But, and then token. Cool. Well, that's my deck profile. And thanks for tuning in.